Capricorn.
If you're watching this message right now, it's no accident. God has guided you here to this very moment because a divine message is unfolding for you. Heaven is whispering the name of the one who will change the course of your destiny, and you cannot afford to miss this moment. This is not a fleeting emotion, not a romantic fantasy meant to soothe your loneliness. It is a sacred announcement, a prophetic call echoing through the corridors of eternity. Heaven has marked this season as a turning point, and whether you are aware or not, every step of your journey so far has been leading to this threshold. While you felt forgotten, God was not absent. While you thought nothing was happening, Heaven was silently arranging the pieces of your story behind the veil. Every heartbreak, every night you cried, every season where you felt hidden from the world, none of it was wasted. It was all part of a divine preparation, shaping your heart so that when this appointed moment arrives, you will recognize it without hesitation. You were not being overlooked, you were being preserved. And now, the air around your life is shifting, because what was once concealed is about to be revealed. But understand this with holy urgency. If you do not awaken, you will miss the signs. If your heart is distracted, you may walk past the very person Heaven has chosen to take your hand for the rest of your earthly journey. This is not the hour to drift or delay. This is the hour to watch with spiritual alertness, to quiet the noise around you, and to listen carefully. The name of this person has already been written in Heaven's scrolls, and their steps are drawing closer with every heartbeat. Heaven is moving, and you must be ready when destiny calls your name. Comment with the number 777 below. That number 777 is a sacred sign of spiritual alignment, a declaration that you are ready to release the fear of the past and step boldly into the destiny Heaven has written for you. If you are truly a chosen one, your spirit already recognizes that this message was sent for you, and you'll remain until the very end. This is not just a video, it's a divine encounter, a sacred moment where Heaven is whispering the name of the one who will change the course of your life. Are you ready? Let's walk into the moment God has been preparing for you. Chosen one, you must understand this. There is someone who is already carrying a deep, unwavering love for you, a love not born from impulse, not shaped by passing desire, but planted by the hand of Heaven itself. While the world measures love by convenience, beauty, or timing, this love defies all earthly logic. It does not rise and fall like emotions. It does not disappear when storms come. It has roots, it has weight, and it has been quietly growing in the unseen places while you were healing, waiting, and wondering if love was ever meant for you. This person has seen something beyond what others saw. They do not love you because of what you can give, what you look like, or how perfectly you perform. They love the essence of who you are, the quiet strength hidden beneath your scars, the resilience you forged through every silent battle, the sacred fire Heaven placed inside you before you were even born. Their heart have been drawn to you not by chance, but by divine design, like a compass pulled to its true north, no matter how far it wanders. And though they may not have spoken your name aloud, it echoes within them. They think of you when no one is watching. They pray for you without knowing why. At times, they feel tears form as they imagine your face, though they cannot explain the depth of their emotion. There is a thread tying their spirit to yours, an invisible connection. Heaven has been strengthening while both of you walked your separate paths. Every longing they have carried, every ache they could never name, has been preparing them for the moment they finally stand before you. This is not a fleeting spark. It is not the shallow thrill of being noticed, or the fragile warmth of temporary affection. It is a love that will endure valleys, storms, and winters. It will not shrink when challenges arise. It will not vanish when pressure comes. It is a love Heaven has preserved and hidden until the appointed time, and now that time is drawing near. Even now, their steps are turning toward you quietly, steadily, inevitably, because destiny has whispered your name into their heart. Chosen one. This love is not the product of human will, nor the result of coincidence or luck. It is not something manufactured through charm, effort, or timing. It is a love authored by heaven itself, woven into your destiny before you ever took your first breath. While others may stumble into relationships by chance, this connection was written into the scrolls of eternity, marked by the seal of the one who sees the end from the beginning. That is why no force of darkness, no scheme of man, and no chain from your past has been able to erase it. Heaven has been protecting it. This love is not a reaction to your presence. It is a fulfillment of divine design. Long before you and this person ever knew of each other, heaven had already chosen your hearts to complement one another. Where you carry strength, they will carry gentleness. Where you carry vision, they will carry steadfastness. Where you have been wounded, they will carry healing. And where you have doubted your worth, they will mirror back the truth heaven has always spoken over you, that you are precious, chosen, and worthy of unwavering love. Understand this. Heaven is not trying to build something fragile. This is not the kind of connection that fades when life grows hard. This love has been tested before it even begins. It has been forged through delay, isolation, heartbreak, and the stretching of both your souls. While you were walking through valleys, wondering if you had been forgotten, heaven was quietly preparing the foundation of this covenant. And while they were battling their own storms, heaven was anchoring their heart so it could one day carry yours without trembling. Every earthly reason this love should not exist has already been overruled by heaven's decree. Time, distance, fear, doubt, none of these can cancel what heaven has called forth. That is why no relationship you forced could last, and no counterfeit love could stay. Those connections were never sealed by heaven's hand. But this one is different. This is not wishful thinking, it is divine appointment. It is not fragile romance, it is sacred alignment. And now, the alignment is drawing near. When the moment comes, it will not feel chaotic or confusing. It will not come through striving or chasing. It will arrive clothed in peace, carried by destiny, and marked by the undeniable fingerprint of God. This is why you must stay watchful, because what heaven ordains, no power on earth can stop, and no human will can undo. Chosen one. Heaven has not left you without clues. The presence of this person has been gently echoing around your life, and if you have eyes to see, the signs are already unfolding. What seems like coincidence has been divine orchestration. What feels like random repetition has been heaven whispering their name to your spirit, preparing your heart for the moment of recognition. Nothing about this is accidental. You may have noticed their name appearing in unexpected places, spoken in passing by, strangers, printed on signs, showing up in conversations that had nothing to do with them. Perhaps you have seen it written when scrolling without thinking, or heard it in songs at the exact moment your spirit felt stirred. These are not trivial moments. These are breadcrumbs left by heaven to awaken your discernment. The closer destiny comes, the louder these whispers grow. Heaven speaks subtly at first, then persistently, until the message becomes undeniable. Some of you have dreamed of someone whose face is blurred, yet whose presence feels achingly familiar, as if your soul knows them, even while your mind cannot name them. That is not imagination. It is your spirit recognizing what heaven has already appointed. There may be moments when, without explanation, your heart swells with peace, as if someone is thinking of you, praying for you, or carrying you in their heart. That is because they are. Even if they do not know why, their spirit has been drawn toward yours like a moth to a flame, sensing something sacred beyond their understanding. Pay attention also to the inner atmosphere when their name or presence comes near. When it is truly them, you will not feel chaos or confusion. There will be no rush of fear, no tension or striving. Instead, there will be a stillness, a deep, quiet peace that settles over your heart. This peace is heaven's signature. It is how you will know the difference between a distraction and a destiny. Many counterfeits come cloaked in excitement, but the one heaven sends comes clothed in peace. These signs are not meant to make you chase, but to prepare you to recognize. Heaven reveals gradually, so your heart will be ready when they appear fully. So stay watchful, guard your spirit from noise. Quiet the doubts that say you are imagining things. You are not. The signs are real. Heaven is speaking, and the one whose name has been whispered is drawing closer with every passing day. Chosen one, you must grasp this with holy fear. The silence you have endured has not been emptiness, it has been construction. While you mourned what was lost, while you questioned why doors kept slamming shut, heaven was quietly building a foundation strong enough to carry the weight of the covenant about to be placed upon your life. This love is not light. It is sacred, it is destiny, and heaven could not risk placing something so rare upon unsteady ground. That is why you were hidden. That is why they were hidden. Every delay was intentional. Every detour was strategic. While you cried out, asking why you were alone, heaven was refining your heart, burning away attachments to what could never last. While you were walking through the wilderness, stripped of applause and comfort, heaven was carving out space inside you for something eternal to dwell. The silence was not rejection, it was sanctification. The waiting was not punishment, it was protection. You were not just waiting for them. You were being forged into the person who could stand beside them. And they were being forged too. While you were learning how to trust without seeing, they were learning how to love without fear. While you were surrendering your need to control, they were surrendering their fear of vulnerability. Two parallel sanctuaries were being built, brick by brick, through pain, surrender, and obedience, so that when heaven finally brings you together, nothing will be able to shake what has been rooted in holiness. This is why your past relationships could not stand. They were never designed to carry your calling. Heaven had to dismantle every counterfeit, even the ones you begged to keep, because none of them had the spiritual architecture to hold what is coming. It felt like loss, but it was mercy. It felt like abandonment, but it was preservation. You have not been disqualified, you have been set apart. And now, the silence is breaking. The unseen construction is nearing completion. The timing you feared would never come is drawing near with unstoppable force. This is not just a love story. This is the convergence of two destinies heaven has guarded with jealous fire. When this union appears, it will not be fragile. It will not crumble. It will stand like a fortress against every storm, because it was forged in the secret places where heaven does its deepest work. Chosen one of the greatest battles you have faced in this long season of silence has not been against loneliness, but against the lie that you are unworthy of love. That lie has whispered in your ear like poison, telling you that being overlooked meant you were less, that being left behind meant you were broken, that closed doors meant you were not enough. But heaven has seen through every false label the world tried to place on you. While others misjudged your silence, heaven saw your strength. While they dismissed your depth, heaven honored it. And while they walked away from your heart, heaven set it apart as sacred. You must understand this with absolute clarity. You were never being ignored. You were being exalted. Heaven was not hiding you because you lacked value, but because your value was too rare to be mishandled by unprepared hands. Gold is not displayed in the marketplace until it has been refined in fire, and that is what these years have been, the furnace of refinement. Every betrayal, every misunderstanding, every moment when people treated you as though you were invisible, was used by heaven to strip away the approval of man so you could be anchored solely in the approval of God. This matters because the love that is coming is not ordinary. It will see the real you, the you heaven has been protecting, and if you carried old shame or self-contempt into it, you would sabotage what heaven intends to bless. That is why heaven has been relentless in purging you from false identities. The silence was not heaven forgetting you. It was heaven rebuilding you from the inside out, restoring your sense of worth until you could finally look at yourself and see what heaven sees. And what does heaven see? a soul who has survived what should have broken you, a heart that still chooses tenderness after being shattered, a spirit marked with sacred fire, resilient and radiant, refined and set apart. This is the person your future is coming for. Not the wounded version of you that doubted your value, but the restored version who knows they are chosen. So hold your head high, not in pride but in truth. You are not waiting as a beggar hoping to be chosen. You are standing as one already chosen, simply awaiting the moment when heaven unveils what has been prepared for someone of your worth. Chosen one, this part demands your utmost attention, because heaven has already begun revealing their name, and if you do not discern it, you may walk past the very person who was ordained to walk beside you for the rest of your earthly journey. This is not a game, not a coincidence, and not imagination. Heaven rarely announces destiny with thunder. It speaks with patterns, repetition, and peace. These signs are the map you have been given, and ignoring them could cost you the fulfillment of what heaven has been preparing for years. Understand this. Heaven works in layers. Long before your mind knows, your spirit begins to recognize. That is why their name has been surfacing in strange and seemingly random ways. You have seen it printed on places you were not even trying to look at. You have heard it spoken in passing by people who had no idea it meant anything to you. It may appear in the lyrics of a song, the credits of a film, a line of text while scrolling, or whispered in your thoughts at quiet moments when your soul is still. Each time, something inside you stirs a subtle warmth in your chest, a sudden stillness, a sense of familiarity you cannot explain. That is not coincidence. That is spiritual resonance. That is heaven whispering. And it is not just about seeing the name, it is about the atmosphere that surrounds it. When it is truly them, there will be no confusion, no inner chaos, no frantic rush. The counterfeit will make you feel pressured and unstable. The true one will come clothed in peace. You may even feel as though time slows down when their name appears, as if eternity leans close for a moment. This is how heaven marks what belongs to your destiny. The Spirit of God is not chaotic, and so the person He has chosen for you will not stir torment in your soul. They will awaken stillness. They will bring clarity. They will not ignite panic. They will anchor peace. There may also be moments when their name comes while you are in prayer, worship, or deep stillness. Pay close attention then, for heaven often speaks most clearly when your heart is quiet. Some of you will dream of them before you meet them, faces blurred, yet presence undeniable, like your soul already knows what your eyes have yet to see. That is your spirit testifying ahead of your mind. This is how heaven prepares you. Recognition before revelation. So guard your focus. Do not dismiss what keeps repeating. The enemy will try to convince you it is just coincidence, so you will ignore it. But heaven repeats what matters. Every time their name returns, see it as a holy signal. The name heaven whispers is not noise. It is a prophecy unfolding. Treat it with reverence, because the one bearing it is drawing near with every heartbeat. Chosen one. While you have been wrestling with silence, they have been wrestling with fear. This is the hidden reality you must understand. The one heaven has chosen for you is not standing still in indifference. They are in the midst of a war within their own soul. And this battle is not against you, but for the courage to step into what they can barely comprehend. Because deep inside, even if they do not yet have language for it, they know you are different. They know you are sacred territory, and sacred things are approached with trembling. They have sensed your presence in ways they cannot explain, an unshakable pull towards someone they have not yet met or barely know, yet feel deeply tied to. It unsettles them, it humbles them. It makes them afraid to move too quickly, because something in their spirit understands this is not a love they can toy with or treat casually. They are aware, even without fully knowing why, that stepping toward you will alter the entire trajectory of their life. That awareness has made them cautious, even hesitant, as if they are standing barefoot before holy ground. This is why they seem to delay. It is not disinterest, it is reverence. They have seen the wreckage of shallow love and refuse to risk mishandling something heaven has stamped as sacred. They are counting the cost. They are asking themselves if they are strong enough to carry the weight of loving someone chosen by God. They are asking heaven to strip away their fear of failing you, their fear of not being enough, their fear of breaking what heaven has so carefully built. These are not small questions. They are soul-shaping cries that echo in the hidden places you cannot see. Some nights they have prayed for you without knowing your name, weeping because of a love they do not yet fully understand. At times, they have tried to dismiss the pull toward you, only to find it returning stronger, undeniable, relentless, as if destiny itself refuses to release their heart. This is heaven's doing. The same spirit that has been preparing you has also been wrestling them into surrender, because only a surrendered heart can love a chosen one the way heaven intends. Do not misinterpret their silence as apathy. See it for what it is, the stillness of someone gathering courage for a sacred assignment. Heaven is fortifying their spirit, purifying their motives, and aligning their heart to match the depth of yours. They are not delaying because they do not care. They are delaying because they care so much it terrifies them. And soon, when the refining is complete, they will come not as someone unsure, but as someone who has counted the cost and still chooses you. Chosen one, you must understand this with absolute clarity. What heaven has ordained cannot be forced by human striving, but it can be missed by a closed heart. This is not something you can chase down, manipulate, or manufacture. The world has taught you to pursue, to perform, to push for what you desire, but heaven operates on an entirely different law. The love that is coming to you is not transactional. It is covenantal. It will not be summoned by effort. It will be attracted by alignment. And alignment requires surrender, not striving. You have been conditioned to believe that if you do not make it happen, it will never happen. But heaven is not asking you to chase it, is asking you to prepare, to open your heart, to quiet the frantic noise that says, you must be more, do more, become more to be worthy. You are already chosen. You are already seen. The only thing left is to stand still long enough for what belongs to you to find you. If you attempt to force it, you will only sabotage it. You will twist something sacred into something fragile by trying to control what was meant to arrive through peace. This is why the enemy has tried so hard to keep your heart closed. He knows he cannot steal what heaven decreed, but he can convince you to reject it when it comes. He can use fear to make you suspicious of love, disappointment to make you guarded, and old wounds to make you push away the very gift you prayed for. That is why heaven is speaking this now, because the timing is near and your heart must be ready to receive. Not busy performing, not frantic striving, just open. Opening does not mean being reckless with your heart. It means being willing to hope again, to believe again, to let heaven rewrite the story you thought was over. It means loosening your grip on timelines and letting God be the keeper of your future. It means showing up in peace, not desperation. The person heaven is sending is not looking for someone who chases. They are looking for someone who is anchored, steady, and rooted enough to be entrusted with destiny. So stop forcing what was never meant to be forced. Stop running after shadows and exhausting your soul on counterfeits. The one who is coming will not need to be convinced. They will be drawn by the same spirit that is preparing you even now. Your task is not to strive, but to stay aligned, to stand still with your heart wide open and your spirit alert, so when destiny arrives, you will be ready to embrace it without fear or hesitation. Chosen one, you have questioned why so many relationships in your past collapsed, why people who seemed promising vanished, why connections that felt certain suddenly shattered, why every time you gave your heart, it ended in silence or betrayal. You wondered if something was wrong with you, if you were cursed to be unloved. But heaven wants you to see this through spiritual eyes. Those relationships did not fail because you were unworthy. They failed because they were never authorized by heaven to carry your destiny. Every counterfeit had to break, no matter how beautiful it looked, because it was built on foundations too fragile to hold the weight of your calling. Heaven does not allow what is temporary to survive when you are meant for what is eternal. While you mourned what you lost, heaven was protecting what you had not yet seen. The ending you thought was rejection was actually divine intervention. God did not remove them to hurt you. He removed them to protect the covenant He is preparing to place on your life. Understand this. The person coming into your life is not just a partner. They are an assignment. And not everyone is qualified to walk beside someone chosen. Some admired your light but could not handle its cost. Some desired your presence but feared your depth. Some loved the idea of you but would have sabotaged your purpose. Heaven had to cut them off, even if it tore your heart, because keeping them would have corrupted what heaven is building through you. If they had stayed, they would have drained your strength, dulled your fire, and diverted you from your path. This is why no amount of praying, fixing, or begging could make those relationships last. They were never rooted in destiny. They were lessons, not lifetimes. Heaven allowed them to touch your life only long enough to refine you, reveal what you truly need, and expose where you had settled for less. But heaven would not permit them to stay, because they could not carry what is sacred. You were not being punished. You were being preserved. You were not being rejected. You were being reserved for someone who will recognize your worth without being intimidated by it. So release the guilt. Release the shame. Release the idea that failed love means you failed. It means heaven intervened. It means God was guarding your heart from hands that would have shattered it. The collapse of the counterfeits was not the end of your story. It was the clearing of the path. And now that the path has been cleared, the one heaven has chosen can finally come. The endings were mercy, and the silence has been protection. Soon, the reason for every closed door will stand before you in the form of the one who will not walk away. Chosen one, you must see clearly what heaven is sending, because this love will not look like anything you have known before. It will not roar in with chaos or crash like wildfire. It will arrive like dawn, steady and quiet, yet unstoppable. The world has taught you to expect drama, tension, and uncertainty in love, but heaven's love moves with peace. And when this person comes, you will feel it before you see it. The deep, unshakable knowing that you are safe. This love will not demand that you shrink to be accepted. It will not require you to hide your light or silence your fire. They will not be intimidated by your strength. They will honor it. They will not compete with your calling. They will protect it. Where others tried to mold you into their image, this person will celebrate the image of God already within you. They will see the treasure heaven has guarded in secret, and instead of trying to control it, they will stand in awe of it. They will treat your heart like sacred ground, not something to conquer, but something to cultivate. Understand this. Their love will not erase your scars, but it will no longer let those scars define you. They will not run from your wounds. They will gently cover them as they heal. They will not fear your depth. They will swim in it. They will speak life into the parts of you that once only heard criticism, and they will water the seeds of dreams that others trampled. In their eyes, you will see the reflection of who you were always meant to be, and for the first time, you will feel at home in someone's gaze. This love will be anchored in covenant, not convenience. It will be rooted in loyalty, not fleeting passion. It will stand when storms come, because it was forged in the fires of waiting, pruning, and surrender. They will not flee when life gets heavy. They will lift with you. They will not love you for the season. They will love you for the lifetime. This will not be a spark that burns quickly and fades. It will be a sacred flame that endures, protected by heaven's own breath. And when they stand before you, you will not question. You will not strive. You will not fear. Instead, peace will wrap around you like a mantle, and your soul will whisper, "This is what I was waiting for." That moment will redeem every lonely night, every broken piece, every unanswered prayer. Because this is not just love, it is heaven's covenant manifesting before your eyes, and it will feel like coming home after a lifetime of wandering. Chosen one, when the moment finally comes and this person stands before you, heaven will not leave you in confusion. You will not have to guess. You will not need to beg for signs or manipulate circumstances for clarity. The one who authored this union will also confirm it, and the confirmation will be undeniable. It will not shout with noise, it will settle upon you like still waters. The presence of this person will not stir chaos, but silence the storms within you. This is how you will know. Peace will become your witness. Understand this clearly. Heaven does not send destiny wrapped in turmoil. Counterfeits may arrive with sparks and adrenaline, stirring anxiety and obsession, but the one heaven has chosen will come wrapped in stillness. When they speak, your spirit will exhale. When they draw near, you will feel your heart slow. Not race, not because there is no passion, but because your soul will recognize safety. Destiny does not demand you chase, it draws you by peace. That peace will be heaven's signature upon this connection, the divine seal that says, "This is the one." It will not just be emotional confirmation, it will be spiritual alignment. Your values will echo, your visions will harmonize, your callings will complement each other like pieces of a divine blueprint finally locked into place. Conversations will flow as if you have known each other for years. Time will seem to pause when you are together, as if eternity is leaning in to witness what heaven wrote long ago. And deep within, without effort or striving, you will know. Your spirit will rise in recognition before your mind has words to explain it. Do not underestimate this knowing. It is not wishful thinking. It is spiritual discernment. Heaven has trained your spirit through years of wilderness, pruning, and stillness precisely for this moment, so that when the real thing appears, you will not doubt. That is why your old relationships felt unstable. Heaven allowed instability there so you would recognize the peace here. That is why nothing counterfeit could last, so that the real would stand out unmistakably. And when this confirmation comes, do not hesitate. Do not let fear whisper that it is too good to be true. Heaven does not play with hearts. This will not be a mirage. It will be the fulfillment of what heaven promised when you thought you were forgotten. So trust the peace, trust the stillness, trust the God who is orchestrating this. Because when they appear, you will not have to strive to make it work. Heaven will already have made the way, and your spirit will testify, it's them. It's always been them. Chosen one, now that heaven has revealed what is approaching, you must understand. The greatest danger is not that you will be overlooked, but that you will be unprepared when destiny arrives. This is not merely about love. This is about stewardship. Heaven is entrusting you with a sacred covenant, and what you carry into it will shape its future. If your heart remains tangled in fear, bitterness, or unbelief, you could sabotage what heaven intends to bless. That is why this moment is not about waiting passively, it is about preparing fiercely. Preparation begins with your spirit. You must guard your heart with diligence, because the enemy will try to poison it at the very threshold of fulfillment. He will whisper that you are unworthy, try to stir old wounds, or tempt you back toward distractions just as the real thing draws near. Do not take this lightly. You are standing on holy ground, and holy ground requires clean hands and a pure heart. Heaven is not sending someone to heal you from chaos you refuse to release. Heaven is sending someone to build with you. You must not bring the ruins of the old season into the foundation of the new. This means you must lay down unforgiveness. Release the ones who hurt you, not because they deserve it, but because you cannot carry their shadows into a covenant built in light. It means silencing the voices of shame and self-hatred and agreeing with heaven's verdict over you. that you are chosen, beloved, and worthy. It means refusing to settle for half-hearted love from counterfeits just to soothe your loneliness, and waiting for the one who mirrors heaven's love with reverence and strength. It also means fortifying your spirit through intimacy with God. Stay rooted in His presence, so that your discernment remains sharp and your heart remains tender. When you are full of His love, you will not chase approval from man. When you are anchored in His truth, you will not be swayed by distractions that look appealing but lack substance. The closer destiny gets, the louder the noise becomes, so you must be anchored in stillness, or the noise will drown out the whisper of heaven. Understand this. Heaven is not delaying this love because it is uncertain. It is waiting until you are ready to receive without fear and love without condition. So prepare with holy urgency. Clean your heart. Renew your mind. Stand in purity, humility, and expectation, because when this covenant comes, it will be too sacred to rebuild on broken foundations. Destiny is at the door, and heaven is calling you to rise, not as someone desperate to be chosen, but as someone already chosen, prepared to receive what only heaven could send. Chosen one. Hear this with the full weight of heaven's authority. The waiting is almost over. What you have longed for in silence is now approaching in motion. What has been hidden is about to be unveiled. The one whose name heaven has been whispering is stepping out of the unseen and into your reality. This is not a distant hope. This is a prophetic announcement. Destiny is no longer preparing, it is moving, and you must be ready when it knocks. Heaven has timed this with precision. Every delay was counted, every detour was permitted, every silence was purposeful. You feared you were forgotten, but you were being preserved. While you stood still, heaven was aligning timelines, refining hearts, and orchestrating circumstances far beyond your sight. And now the alignment has reached its fullness. The veil is thinning. The hidden path is about to converge with yours. This is not a coincidence. This is divine timing igniting like a spark that cannot be undone. When they come, it will not feel forced. It will not feel rushed. There will be no confusion, no striving, no fear. It will feel like stepping into something that has always been waiting. Heaven does not send destiny wrapped in chaos. It sends it wrapped in peace. That peace will be your confirmation, your witness, your sign that what you are seeing is not a mirage. You will not need to chase or persuade them. Their spirit will already be anchored toward you by the same God who has been anchoring yours. This is why you had to walk through the wilderness, so you would be able to recognize the real thing without doubt. This is why heaven let every counterfeit collapse, so when the true one arrives, they will shine unmistakably. The ache you have carried will break the moment you see them. The loneliness that weighed like stone will lift as if it never existed. And you will know not in your emotions, but in your spirit, that this is what heaven promised when you thought you were forgotten. So prepare your heart, because the next footsteps you hear may be destinies. The next conversation may be the beginning of your covenant. The one you have prayed for is not far away. They are on the move, drawn by a pull they do not yet understand, compelled by heaven's hand. This is the prophetic word over your life. They are coming. The waiting season is closing, and the revealing season has begun. Stand still, stay watchful, and when they appear, receive them without fear, because heaven will testify, this is the one. No, chosen one. Now that heaven has spoken and the path has been revealed, it is time to seal this word in prayer. This is not a casual ending, it is a consecration. What is coming carries the weight of destiny, and heaven desires your heart to be aligned, your spirit to be anchored, and your mind to be at rest when it arrives. This prayer is not about asking God to hurry. It is about asking Him to prepare you so that when destiny appears, you will not shrink back in fear, sabotage it with doubt, or delay it with hesitation. Pray this not as a plea from desperation, but as a declaration from identity. You are not a beggar trying to earn love. You are an heir preparing to receive what your Father has promised. Heaven responds to alignment, not striving. So as you pray, stand rooted in truth. You are chosen, you are beloved, and you are ready to be entrusted with what is sacred. Lord, align my heart with yours. Strip away every fear that would make me resist what you are sending. Heal every wound that would make me sabotage love when it comes. Silence the voices of shame, rejection, and self-doubt that try to convince me I am unworthy of what you have prepared. Anchor me so deeply in your love that I do not chase counterfeits or settle for less than what you have ordained. Cleanse my spirit from every remnant of bitterness and unforgiveness, and create in me a heart that is soft, open, and steadfast. Prepare me to love without fear, to receive without striving, and to recognize without confusion. Let peace be my witness when destiny arrives. And as you pray this, envision yourself standing at the threshold of a new season, not clutching the rubble of the old, but clothed in peace, ready to receive what heaven is bringing. See yourself walking forward without fear, without striving, without hesitation, because when heaven delivers what it has promised, you will not need to fight for it. You will only need to say yes. Chosen one, this is your final instruction. Stay rooted in God's presence, guard your heart with vigilance, and hold your faith steady. The silence has not been abandonment, it has been preparation. The waiting has not been wasted, it has been sacred. And now, as the season shifts, let this prayer be the seal upon your spirit. What heaven has promised is coming. Walk forward as one who is ready, worthy, and chosen, for you are.